problem 58 on page 361. 58 on 361. We are given a quadratic function. I'm copying it. G of x equals negative 0.04 x squared plus 2.1 x plus 6.1. Okay, here is the first question. Height, so g of x is a height in feet. Height in feet. X is the horizontal distance. X, horizontal distance, also in feet. Let's look at this function and say, does it have a max or does it have a min? Correct, because the leading coefficient, it's arranged in ascending order. The leading coefficient is negative, so it must look like this. This is our g of x. Okay. Part A. What is the maximum height to the nearest tenth of a foot of a particular shot that follows this model? And how far from its point of release does this occur? So we're asked to find how much is the maximum. This is, let's say, the point of release. And how much is this distance? So what are we really asked to find? Exactly. I'm asked to find the vertex. I cannot find the y-coordinate of the vertex yet, but I have to find the x-coordinate of the vertex, and then I will plug it in to have the y, to find the y. Exactly. Thank you, Ryan. So we have to find the vertex. The vertex will give us the answer to part A. So what are the coordinates of the vertex? How do I find the vertex? What is the x-coordinate of the vertex? I'm not going to complete the square to find it. Oh, no. I will use the other method. So what is the x-coordinate of the vertex? So it's negative b over 2a. Good. So this is negative. How much is b? Yes, but negative is outside, so 2.1 is b. And we divide by 2 times a. How much is 2 times a? Negative 0.08. Negative 0.04 times 2, negative 0.08. Very good. So you can use a calculator if you want. What is it? How do we get this? So this is 210 divided by 8. I multiply top and bottom by 100. Two. Very good. Feet. So then the vertex says 26.25 feet, comma. So this is the distance of 26.25. How far from the point of release? Exactly. The maximum occurs. But now I want to find the maximum. How do I find the maximum? Exactly. So G of 26.25, and I can do this with a calculator. So we'll plug it in. Oops, I'm not ready. I was almost. Sorry about that. So please plug it in. Don't wait for me. So negative 0.04, negative 0.04, multiplied by 26.25 squared, and then plus 2.1 times 26.25, and then plus 6.1. Let's see what I did. Yes, I did. I forgot to put a multiplication sign. Thank you very much. Thank you. I got 33.66. Is that correct? So the maximum height is 33.66 feet. Okay, part B. What is the shot's maximum horizontal distance? In other words, this distance till it hits the ground. How do I determine that? And what am I really asked to find now? From the list of 7 items, what do you think, which one we're asked to determine now? Very good. So we want to find when y is 0, find x intercepts. How do I find x intercepts? By setting, good. So negative 0.04 x squared plus 2.1 x plus 6.1 equals 0. There is absolutely no other way here but to use the quadratic formula. Again, I'm having the same situation like before, which I refuse to work with. I will multiply or divide both sides by negative 1. So I have 0.04 x squared minus 2.1 x minus 6.1 equals 0. And of course, I'm going to put everything in the quadratic formula. Negative b, 2.1 plus or minus the square root of 2.1 squared. Remember, this can never be negative. Minus 4 times a times c, because it's negative, I'm going to change this in order to not use too many parentheses, over 2 times a. And I will put everything in the graphing calculator at once. I will not calculate step by step, please. So don't forget parentheses around the top. So parenthesis 2.1 plus the square root, parenthesis again, 2.1 squared, and then plus 4 times 0.04, so which is 0.16, and then multiplied by 6.1. Close the parenthesis inside, go outside, close the parenthesis, and divide everything by 0.08. Now I will try the other one with a negative. I'm expecting this one to be a negative number. Why? Because when x is 0, y is 6.1. Okay, so the only solution is then x equals 55.26 feet. So the maximum horizontal distance, max horizontal distance covered by the shot. Okay, now there is part C. From what height was the shot released? From what height was the shot released? What are we asked to determine now? The y-intercept when x is 0. So let's go back to the function that we have and find g of 0. How much is g of 0? That's it. So g of 0 is 6.1. So then the y-intercept is 0, 6.1. So the shot was released by someone who is 6.1 feet high, tall, or from a height of 6.1. Doesn't have to be a person. Any questions on this? Now you understand how important these steps were that we emphasized when we graphed. Because this really embedded all the information in our system, I think. What the X intercepts represent, what the Y intercept represents, the vertex, what does the vertex do, and so on and so forth. Would you agree with that? Okay. I know I only have 3 minutes left, so I don't want to start new things. So let's look at another function, and we'll stop in 3 minutes. Yeah, so let's work on 61. And this is on page 361. If we don't, if we cannot finish it today, that's fine. We'll finish it on Monday. Okay, so among all pairs of numbers, I'm taking notes, of numbers whose sum is 16, find the pair whose product is as large as possible. Find a pair with product maximum. And what is the maximum product? So from all the pairs whose sum is 16, so please give me a pair of two numbers, unknown numbers, whose sum is 16. Say it again. Unknown. How will I write an equation with two unknowns and they add up to 16? Perfect. And so this is what we learned from the very first sentence. Find that pair that fulfills this commitment, they add up to 16, with a product that is maximum. But first I have to create the product. How can I determine the maximum of something I don't have? So what is the product of these numbers whose sum is 16?
X times Y.
Perfect. This is the product of the two numbers whose sum is 16. Well, this will be one variable, this is the second, and this is the third. Somehow I have to eliminate one of them. Let's suppose we want to eliminate y. I will use the equation I'm given to eliminate y. What will I do to that equation? Because I want to eliminate y here. What should I do here? What should I solve for? If I solve for x, then I'll keep y. Exactly. So y equals negative x plus 16, and this is what I will replace y by. So now I can say that this product is indeed a function of x only. I use the relationship, the equation given to us between x and y. I solve that equation for y. So therefore, that enabled me to eliminate y, replacing it by negative x plus 16. Are you with me so far? Of course, I will distribute. And I'm going to look at this and say, and I'm going to stop now, because I don't want to hold you over. But just final question. What function is this? Does it have a max or a min?
Max.
Right. I have to determine what? No.
What is the max?
Exactly. So what point will give us the maximum? That's it. So we'll continue on Monday.